James Green will be followed by Lindy Dowd.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, Board of Supervisors. James Green, I'm with the SLO County Farm Bureau. The Farm Bureau has been dealing with this issue, I guess, now longer than I've been there, about 2 years. And, because of the complexities and the ever-changing state laws and regulations and all that going on, the biggest concern for the Farm Bureau is that regulations placed on the cannabis industry will somehow bleed into other areas of agriculture. We certainly don't want to have a 10-foot fence around a 50-acre strawberry field, something like that. We're just trying to protect agriculture as a whole, and we want to make sure that whatever happens does not affect what is now considered mainstream agriculture that provides food for this county and the nation. As we all know, as residents of San Luis Obispo County, food is very important, and we're right here in the heart of it where we grow it all, and we want to make sure that that remains clear to do so. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Lindy Dowd will be followed by Tristan Lake.
Thank you. I'm Lindy Dowd, and I'm a resident of California Valley. As you know, California Valley is a large residential suburban subdivision that's been in existence for over 50 years. In hindsight, even though it works for the community and is peaceful and beautiful, it should probably never have been established, as it sprawls across a huge swath of the Carrizo Plain, one of the last vestiges of the San Joaquin grasslands ecosystem, a sensitive habitat teeming with endemic, endangered, and threatened species. Only several hundred people have settled there, as water is scarce and largely brackish, and rainfall is scant. Many residents have no potable water on their property. In the agriculturally zoned areas of the Carrizo surrounding California Valley, dry farming is practiced. I cannot imagine a more incompatible activity on the Carrizo than commercial cannabis growing. Over the last 2 years, I've witnessed the devastating effects it has had on our community, which has been inundated with out-of-area opportunists taking advantage of the lack of regulations and stretching our water resources to the limit. So I'm very grateful to all of you for taking the time to craft a thoughtful countywide cannabis ordinance that will enable growers to grow, be regulated, and thrive in appropriate areas, the benefits of cannabis to be realized, and the tax income to be generated from this new industry to start enriching the county. Because California Valley is and has been zoned residential suburban for over 50 years, the draft ordinance will appropriately eliminate commercial grows there, and the community can begin to heal. However, I am very concerned for the surrounding agriculturally zoned land situated over the same water basin. This is not just any ag land. It is still part of the Carrizo Plain and sits atop the same limited aquifer. Water use must be sustainable. I believe that a current in-depth study of the Carrizo water basin should be conducted, which takes into consideration current impacts, including the 2 large-scale solar plants. Until then, unless growers can figure out a way to dry farm cannabis, I urge you to restore the language of the previous draft, which prohibits commercial grows in the entire Carrizo planning area, not just in California Valley. Thank you, and thank you for all you do.
Thank you. Tristan Lake will be followed by Meigeann Susa.
Hello, my name is Tristan Lake, and I wanted to talk a little bit about industrial hemp and how it relates to the proposed revisions set forth regarding cannabis cultivation. Now, I've seen that in these revisions, the term industrial hemp has been included and clearly defined as a oil seed or fiber crop that is non-psychoactive, yet there's no other language present to ensure its economic viability. To be transparent, a colleague of mine, Bob Kreiser, who owns Kreiser Construction on the Central Coast, and myself would like to farm industrial hemp to produce hempcrete, which is a sustainable building material that you can build houses out of. And our goal is to create a nonprofit organization and build affordable housing for the low income. And the issue I have right now is that it looks like industrial hemp farming is being clumped together with marijuana cultivation. And if that's so, there's no way that the hemp industry can grow, mainly due to the limitations on the canopy size. So I just want to propose that this be considered and further revisions be made to ensure that industrial hemp farming is economically viable. Thank you.
Thank you. Meigeann Susa will be followed by Eric Powers.
Good afternoon. I'm Megan, and my partner Eric and I are commercial cannabis cultivators, and we have a medical cannabis delivery service called Meigeann's Organic Market that we've had since 2013, and we serve the whole county, and we have over 2,000 registered patients. There are 3 points I wanted to focus on today. Firstly, the 100 cultivation site limit. We should eliminate the limit. It's a bad idea. It creates scarcity and makes San Luis Obispo County less capable of competing with other counties which do not cap the number of cultivation sites allowed. Also, a limit on cultivation sites is a limit on tax revenue, and it's also a limit on job creation. Our very small business employs we have 8 high-paying full-time jobs, 2 high-paying part-time jobs, and dozens of seasonal jobs. The second point I wanted to mention, 300-foot setbacks is too much. 100 feet is enough. On our parcel, our parcel is over 30 acres, and because of the shape of the parcel and the terrain, less than an acre of that is appropriate for cannabis cultivation. And it seems silly that it could be the case that a prospective cultivation site could be miles away from any structure, but still within 300 feet of the nearest property line, and that would not be okay. And lastly, because we are one of the registered sites in the coastal zone, we would love to get some clarification on what's going to happen to us and the other registered cultivation sites in the coastal zone while we're waiting to see what the Coastal Commission will, if they'll certify or not. Thank you.
Thank you. Eric Powers will be followed by Crystal Grice.
Hello, my name is Eric Powers. I'm one of the CEOs and founders of Meigeann's Organic Market. We've been operating since 2013 here. Just wanted to, clarify what's going on with the emergency ordinance. We've talked about we're not going to use that. We are going to use that. And mentioned earlier, we have all these registrations, and then some have been denied, some have been approved. One of our registrations has been denied based on a structural issue with the property we're leasing. So, basically our business is being punished for something that a landlord has done to us. That doesn't seem right. I should be able to relocate my registration to an appropriate property here. Again, we do have 8 full-time employees, and we will need your help on keeping these people employed. We oppose the cap on 100 permits. This creates scarcity. It's going to limit the tax revenues. We're going to end up having businesses that aren't the best businesses. We're going to have an initial group of people who maybe weren't the best, and now they're in and they're doing their thing, and there'll be no room for competition for better quality and better pricing affordability. That's one of the main things that has made us successful. We've been able to increase the quality, the affordability consistently, and patients flock to us for it. We could instead cap it and, not include us or someone else, and the potential for greatness or improving this, our community will be limited by not creating competition. We should definitely be considering adult use as far as storefronts and dispensaries. There's nothing bad about adult use. They can be operating side by side. So at this point, also delivery services is something we should really consider. We have probably over 100 delivery services actively operating in the county. They've been doing so for many years. It's the way that people in this county access this product. If we don't create a sort of system to keep these businesses continuing, then we'll effectively eliminate the entire industry in this county. So we could really come up with some easy ways to make that possible. We can have zoning and industrial and commercial for these delivery services to operate out of. They don't need to be storefronts. They don't need to be publicly accessible. We just need a permitting process in order to allow delivery and access to continue in the county. So let's not cap this industry. Let's allow it to grow and create jobs and bring tax revenue. Thank you.
Thank you.